Hello everyone, it is a Blue Drake, and today we are going to be discussing Insurgency Sandstorm after my visit to E3. There are some details about this game that I would love to discuss, and if you haven't seen the trailer already, we'll take a look at that as well, although I would be surprised if you haven't seen the E3 trailer for Insurgency Sandstorm yet. If you haven't, honestly, maybe you should go watch that first. But I know a lot of people are interested in this game. I know a lot of people are excited for its release, and I am actually considerably more excited for its release for a couple of particular things specific to me that I think you are also going to be really excited about, that I guess a lot of people haven't really been paying attention to, or maybe they don't know about for Insurgency Sandstorm. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is Insurgency Sandstorm is the next game by the New World Interactive team being published by Focus Interactive, which is actually a really big step for the Insurgency team. This is a major publisher. They're going to be cross-platform on Xbox, PS4, and PC, which maybe some people are going to complain about, like, oh, it should be PC exclusive. Honestly, I'm just excited for the team. I think this is going to be a huge experience for them. I mean, honestly, come on, think about it. There's a team here. They've never released a console game before that, at least as I've known. It's still going to be on PC. They've roped in a major publisher. I'm sure this is a lot of really great experience for that entire company, and I think no matter how it goes down, everybody should be really excited for them. But in addition to that, there's some details about this that I think are going to be really great, that carry on the New World legacy and the Insurgency legacy of being really open with its community, really open with its fan base, and I think everybody's going to be really even more excited as more details emerge. So here's the trailer, which we can watch, probably not the entire thing of. If you want to go see it in its entirety, uncut, go look it up. It's only 1.5 minutes long, and it's on a wide variety of channels right now in its entirety, all those game trailer channels. Now, there's some storyline elements here, because storyline is going to be a major aspect in Insurgency. Maybe you're interested in that. I don't know. I think it's cool. I think the theming is interesting. Personally, I'm not a big storyline person, so this isn't my major focus. What I am interested in is a couple of the details that have been discussed at E3. Now, the first thing that I am going to say is I am really excited for Insurgency Sandstorm because after talking to the developers, vehicles, as far as I am aware, are confirmed for the game. Not just in the single-player or co-op modes, but also in multiplayer. Now, I wasn't able to get a straight answer on whether vehicles are going to be available in all modes. I wasn't able to get a straight answer about the full-blown multiplayer, player versus player element, but they also didn't say no. So vehicles are going to be in Insurgency Sandstorm. Are they going to be a major feature in competitive multiplayer? I don't know. Will there be armed vehicles? I was told yes. There are vehicles that have mounted machine guns and other basic weaponry that will be in the game. So that's the first thing that you should be really excited about. I wish I could have more concrete information, but I think they're specifically being kind of teasing about this on purpose. But as far as I am aware, vehicles are in Insurgency Sandstorm. They are drivable. You are able to man them. They have weapons. And the next question everybody's obviously going to ask is, are there going to be tanks? Are there going to be APCs? Are there going to be helicopters? And here's the answer to that. Here is my answer to that, because this is something I hit really hard on. Insurgency Sandstorm, and this is the biggest news as far as I'm concerned. Insurgency Sandstorm is going to have mod support. I discussed this with the representatives for Insurgency Sandstorm at the Focus Interactive booth, and the information that I was given is that Insurgency Sandstorm will have mod support. And it looks like it's going to have full mod support integrated with Epic's launcher, which as far as I know is the only proper way to have mod support currently. So the Epic launcher has a mod section where you can modify games. Currently Squad is on there. Arc is on there, a couple other games, and Epic is expanding that library of mod-supported games. And this is why you should be really excited about that. If vehicles, even in any capacity, are available in Insurgency Sandstorm, if you have multiplayer vehicles that are properly replicated and properly networked in any capacity, and that is available in the Epic launcher and in the mod support section for Insurgency, that means the modding potential for Insurgency could be huge. So a lot of people are asking, are there going to be tanks? Are there going to be APCs? In the first release of the game, no. As far as I'm concerned, definitely not. But if there is mod support, you could start, who knows? The modding community for Insurgency is really huge and really big. If the blueprints for vehicles are available in the modding API or whatever is provided by Insurgency Sandstorm, you could have total overhauls of this game that could be anything, which is really huge. So, next thing, I'll turn this on. The closest thing that I could get to gameplay in this trailer is a scene that I believe is coming up. Here we go. Come on, graphics card. What are you doing? Here is a scene that I think is going to be pretty representative of Insurgency Sandstorm gameplay, as far as I'm aware. Again, keep in mind, none of this is like official. This is just my speculation. But you can see vehicles down there driving on the road. You can see players up here fighting and shooting. You can see players taking cover. In fact, that's actually kind of interesting. Let's take a look at that again. Again, I don't know if this is an animated sequence or if this is actually utilizing like in-game gameplay. I'm not sure yet. So these characters could potentially just be like animated, or maybe there could be a cover system where you can, kind of like Red Orchestra 2, or maybe not, maybe something else, where players actually dynamically take cover behind cover. That would make a lot of sense if it's going to be a console game, if there's some kind of dynamic cover system. I have no idea. It may not be a dynamic cover system where you actually like attach yourself to walls or anything like that. It may be more of just like a soft dynamic cover system, kind of like how Ghost Recon Wildlands did it, where you didn't really attach yourself to anything. It was just a really in-depth animation system where if you happened to be next to a wall, your character would animate while he's taking, as if he is taking cover, which would be dope. Honestly, if they implemented it that way into Insurgency Sandstorm, where they just have like a really good contextual animation system, I think that could be really, really cool. But as far as gameplay, this is what I think it's going to be like. I think you're going to have maps of maybe roughly this size. You can see the engagement ranges. They're going to be probably roughly this length. And then you're going to have vehicles implemented in light ways, where you might have a convoy, or you might have light vehicles that you can drive through roads and things like that, that you can either like ambush or engage. But they're primarily either going to be transport vehicles, or they're going to be lightly armed vehicles. But we're not going to see any like heavy vehicle, like tank versus tank gameplay, unless they change those details. Again, you got to keep in mind, because I've had this happen so many times. I am recollecting to the best of my ability what I've heard and what I've seen. If they ever decide to say that I was mistaken or like anything, that is entirely on. Nobody knows what is going to happen. Take the word of the developers over mine. They might change their mind. They might, maybe somebody told me something that isn't as clear as what somebody else would maybe tell me, or maybe somebody was like mistaken or something. I don't know. Just keep that in mind, because this has happened so many times in the past, especially with games that haven't released too much information. So there's a lot of floating details out there, and I'm just doing my best to piece it all together. So anyways, continuing on. Oh, by the way, you might recognize the voice of this guy.
You get a chance to bring back the dead. guess we just gotta make sure we don't die, though, right?
It's Mikey. So that is everything that we know about Insurgency Sandstorm, or at least the big details. There's a lot of other things as well. For instance, there's a big list of things that are going to carry over from the original game into the new game. Variety of weapons, free aim animations. It's going to carry over a lot of the combat elements and a lot of the gameplay from the original Insurgency. They had a big list of all the things that are going to be carried over, which was practically everything. But the main two elements that I wanted to hit on that like nobody is talking about is, firstly, the vehicles and the context in which the vehicles are going to be available, and then secondly is the mod support, which is going to be huge, because if Insurgency Sandstorm comes out and it has mod support and it has vehicles, this is going to be one of the only games outside of Squad that is a UE4 game with mod support with vehicles that are properly replicated. That's huge. That is huge, honestly. Seriously, it's going to be the first game since Squad to have mod support with replicated vehicles, which is... I don't know why more people aren't talking about that. And the other thing is, since this is a AAA game, Squad is more of an indie game. Insurgency Sandstorm is now being published by Focus Interactive. This is probably going to be one of the first AAA published games that is going to have that support. So you're going to see the already amazing modding community for the original Insurgency come into this and have so many more tools and have so many things to work with. It's going to be probably like a modding community like no other. And on top of that, I like New World Interactive a lot. I like the way they handle their community. I like the way they treat their modding community. I like the way that they integrate mods into their game. So if there's anybody who I would trust to make a great modding community, it's definitely the New World Interactive developers. I don't think we're going to see anything like paid content or paid modifications or anything like that. Insurgency's always been really, really good about that. In fact, if you remember Day of Infamy, they released the Day of Infamy mod for Insurgency, and you can still download that mod for free if you own Insurgency. They also turned it into a game, an entirely separate game that wasn't a modification for Insurgency, and I'm really happy that they did that, because I think that kind of shows how you do things like that right. If you want to take a mod and you want to turn the mod into like a commercial platform, you don't sell the mod. That's ridiculous. You create a new game that is inspired from the mod. That's like an expansion of it. With Insurgency, you can still download Day of Infamy. It's still available, even though Day of Infamy came out as a standalone game. The people who still play the mod, there's still people that play the mod for Insurgency called Day of Infamy for free, which is really, really cool. So when Insurgency Sandstorm comes out and there's people making like total conversion mods for Insurgency Sandstorm, I'm really happy that we're not going to have to second guess and be like, all right, well, is this going to be DLC? Is it not going to be I have no idea. I trust New World Interactive to have a great modding scene, and then out of that modding scene, maybe entire teams will go on to make entirely new games inspired from their work in the Insurgency Sandstorm modding community. And that's how it should be. Like, that's how it was back in the old days. That's how Project Reality turned into Squad. That's how it should. That's how new intellectual property, and that's how new IP. That is how new franchises are born out of the modding scene. I mean, hell, even Insurgency. That's funny. Even Insurgency is still a you could still download that as a mod, which is crazy. Insurgency was built the same way. It started as a mod. It still is a mod. I believe you can still go download the original Insurgency mod, and then it became a standalone game. So they really have that formula down that I think the community loves and is honest and is great. And if we take that to the next level, Insurgency Sandstorm, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. Even if you guys aren't into like the storyline and all of that stuff, which is fine if you're not, the community implications of this, like the modding community implications of Insurgency Sandstorm, are huge. I know I've been hitting on this too long. I should wrap this up, but it's huge. It's gonna be amazing. This is a big deal. This is the first since Squad. This is the first AAA like mod supported game in UE4. That's a huge deal as far as I'm concerned. Okay, that's it. Have a lot of other things to talk about today. thanks for sticking around. Channel is still getting demonetized by YouTube for war journalism, but that's okay. You guys have really been supporting me through the website. That's awesome. Iron Armada is about to come out, which is also going to be awesome. I had a YouTuber the other day where I don't know what it is about people that get like so hostile, but there was this one YouTuber that was like, oh man, you know, like, I'm gonna have more subscribers than like Blue Drake, and I was like, what does that matter? Like, I'm gonna have more like Steam sales than you. Like, what are we comparing to? I think we're at this point with YouTube where it's like the time to move on. Like, it's the time. I was at E3 and that was the big topic there. They were like, it's time to diversify. It's not about how many subs you have anymore. It's not about how many views you have anymore on a single platform. You need to start diversifying. And that's what I'm really excited about. I have some plans for this channel that I think you guys are really going to like, but unfortunately, even if you don't, it's not going to matter because I can't do anything else. But I think I've found a really great way to make this channel live on in a way that's going to be really positive, but is actually going to be sustainable. That we're going to talk about here soon. And then from there, I think the name of the game right now is building ourselves new opportunities, moving into new places, doing new things, which I think is really exciting, which is also great because I've been on the YouTube grind for forever, you know, like trying to gain subs, gain views. Like I'm over it, man. And I think this is the perfect time to be over it, because now I'm really interested in like getting Steam followers for our store page. That's amazing. Building even other things like Twitter and Facebook, being able to connect with people there. And we also have a lot of other development opportunities that we're doing, not just with Iron Armada, but making other things that I can't talk about yet that are going to be really awesome. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for supporting me. I think it's really cool that we've been able to survive this whole adpocalypse thing. And there's probably going to be a lot of change for everyone here coming. I mean, hell, even Level Cap uploaded a video yesterday saying similar things. But the cool thing is the difference between them and us is that we've been preparing for this. So just keep your eyes open. There's gonna be a lot of changes everywhere. It really is like the apocalypse, but we're preppers, man. We were ready for this. So the Discord has been huge for keeping the community together. I hope you guys keep that in mind. If you're not on Discord already, get on Discord. Discord has been a lifeboat. Steam, BlueDrake42.com, our forums are popping. We have a way to sell games and support ourselves and support the community. So when this YouTube storm either blows over or if YouTube dies entirely, we're going to be able to move on and do some really cool things. And one of the things that I really want to do is develop content for Insurgency Sandstorm's modding API. I'm just thinking right now of all the amazing imagine if somebody made like a Star Wars mod for like Insurgency Sandstorm, or like I mean, you could even do, because imagine like Day of Infamy but with tanks. Like if somebody made like a World War II mod for Sandstorm and it had like the world, and you'd be able to do it like with NWI, which as far as I'm concerned is like one of the best, most supportive development studios in the entire genre. I don't know. It's good. Okay, all right, I'm done ranting. I'm ranting now. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Go hang out on Discord. And I love you. All right, bye.